felt very alone. I just felt like nobody knew what I was going through. I could barely speak about what I was going through. It was just a lot of internal problems that I had that I needed to, I guess, kind of heal from. I was not emotionally intelligent. I didn't know why I was angry at certain things. So I would act angrily like that. But now I'm in a space where I start with love first.
How'd you get there?
I went to therapy. I still go to therapy, but a lot of people don't like therapy, but it's more so of letting it out, like kind of just being honest about what you're going through. Hanging around your friends can be a form of meditation too, if they are people that make you feel good. Like sometimes True. I'm in a rut and I'm low energy, and I'll get around my friends, and I just feel so good. I'm very thankful for my community because they like help me a lot, and they don't even know it. Like as far as just making me feel good, making me feel wanted and seen. The socks from my store are the most popular. I want to be able to give away socks to the homeless because by research I found out that they say that's the number one thing that they need the most, and they don't get a lot of. I'm like, I need to start giving away stuff. Like I want to be able to connect with mental health providers and have my community get those services for free or at a low price. I feel like you should start your day, your week, your month off with positivity, and you should just feed off of that.
Welcome to the Saint Pod.
Yeah, welcome back to the Saint Pod. Far from saints, far from sinners. This is the place we making y'all winners. Today we have a very special guest today. We have someone who is a really creative. She has a brand that's basically helping people in the wellness field with their products, and basically a brand that serves. And I really want to highlight this brand because I feel like a lot of times we're so self-centered in the ways we make money and the ways we want to change the world is kind of selfish, but I feel like this brand is truly genuine and it really does serve. So welcome the creator of Not a Bad Life. Just let them know, talk to them, let them know who you are and all that.
Hello, I'm Shai. Yes, I'm owner of Not a Bad Life. And Not a Bad Life is a mental health gift shop. So I spread positive propaganda through my items. I have shirts that say hug your homies. I have like enamel pins that have kind messages. I also spread positive propaganda through my wellness activities. Every activity we do doesn't have to be drinking and turning up, which I love to do, but we should do things like that cater to our wellness. And I also do that digitally. I spread positive propaganda digitally by just providing like self-care guides on our page and like little things that we all go through. I kind of just put that relatability in there because we all go through it. So
no, that's beautiful because I feel like, especially today's age, internet is so confusing and so not real. And I think that when we actually take a second to understand that, okay, we're still human, and remind ourselves, like with the pens or the products that you have, or even the mini guides, which are really powerful. And it's not just a way to make money, but it's really like you got to put thought into it and actually sit with yourself and think about it too as well. I think it's really powerful. Was there ever a moment or maybe a phase that created Not a Bad Life?
Yeah, I started. So before I had Not a Bad Life, I had a blog called Butter Blog. My name is Shai Butter. I like alliteration, so I called it Butter Blog. And through there, I was just writing a whole bunch of like how to be happy or how to make your day better. And I started that because I was struggling. And I think around, I was in graduate school when I started my blog, but before graduate school, life. My grandmom had cancer. I just didn't know anything about myself. I was just confused, and I know that probably doesn't make sense, but I was just confused about everything. I was sad. I didn't want to be here. I didn't understand why. I started going to therapy in college, but I kind of just continued to take all of that with me. I wanted to see kind messages. I wanted to see messages that relate to what I had going on, and I didn't see them. So I literally just started creating them. And then when I got tired of blogging, I'm like, okay, I need to like do this in a different way. So I started my e-commerce store.
Right, that's beautiful. And so just put in perspective, how old are you now and how old were you then when you started?
When I started Not a Bad Life, I was 30. I'm 32 now. Maybe 27 when I started Not a Bad Life. But Not a Bad Life is technically 3 years old. But Not a Bad Life has been a thing for a few years before I started. It took me a while to just say like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I think it was during the pandemic, a little after the
Everybody.
pandemic. It was like might as well, shit. And that was the perfect time because we were all struggling.
Facts.
So those kind messages, I feel like they resonated perfectly.
Facts. Yeah, nah, that's what the podcast is too. Like post COVID, like same idea.
Yeah, and look at
it's really
you.
strong. I know, right? And like, so it seems like you might probably felt alone in this in that healing journey you were in to make you create that. Can you speak about a little bit about that?
Yeah, I felt very alone. I just felt like nobody knew what I was going through. I could barely speak about what I was going through. It was just a lot of internal problems that I had that I needed to, I guess, kind of heal from. Even now, when things trigger me, I get upset. I think about specifically why does that make me upset, and it's probably something that happened to me a long time ago that I need to heal from. Or sometimes the healing is me needing to speak up. So yeah, I felt, and I had community. Like I had friends who are still here with me. Like I thank them every day. I'm like, y'all could have just left me for dead, for real. But my community stayed with me even through the times where I didn't even know who I was. It took me a while to get there, for sure.
That's tough. Is there anything like specific that you say now that you should have been hearing then? Like
yes,
from yourself?
There's a lot of stuff running through my head. But if I'm being honest, like I wish I would have just took care of me more then. Like now I'm all about like, if I'm not feeling good, I'm like, okay, well I'm trying to figure out what it is. It's like when you hurt yourself, right? Like if you hit your leg on something, or maybe you broke a bone, you immediately go to the doctor because something is wrong and you know the doctor's going to fix it. So it's the same thing with your wellness. Like you may not be physically hurt, but like you're not well, figure out what's wrong and then go from there. So that's kind of, I take my wellness like very seriously.
No, definitely. I think a lot of people do that, especially men for like,
yes.
Even though you might not feel like something's wrong, like what you're saying, you know it's something wrong, and you choosing to ignore it only makes it worse. And then people might even say, say for example, right? People might say they like to hold grudges, for example, because it makes them feel good. But just because something feel good doesn't mean that like it makes you feel good. That makes sense, like your soul and your essence. Because if you ever guys deal with something like that, where you're holding grudges or you have hate in your heart, it always leaks out.
Things, especially between men and women, like that, the whole like stress and whatever we're going through, it manifests differently within us. But overall, like if you don't get that out or do what you need to do, then it will come out a different way. That's why I have those socks that say "Let Boys Cry," because y'all not allowed to feel any emotion, honestly, besides anger. And I don't think that's fair. And I think when y'all are not allowed to feel, it does come out differently with you guys.
No, definitely. Something that I probably never expressed on the podcast. I haven't cried since I was like 15.
You need to cry. Like cry right now. You need to cry.
And I think I'm an emotionally intelligent person. I think I am in touch with my feelings to a certain extent. I think it's just something that was taught and like really branded in. And as soon as I kind of got it, it locked in. You know what I'm saying? And there's definitely needs time for healing and stuff like that. And I just feel like even if you are on a healing journey, it's never over. So even me, I feel like people might look at me and say, "Oh, you're so emotionally intelligent. You're so in tune." Nobody's ever. The journey's forever. Like,
the journey is forever. Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I'm 100% a different person than what I was maybe 5 years ago.
Same.
I'll see people maybe from college or even before that. That's like damn, Shai, you really changed. I was not emotionally intelligent. I didn't know why I was angry at certain things, so I would act angrily like that. But now I'm in a space where I start with love first, and honestly, I'm very grateful for that.
That's tough. How'd you get there?
I went to therapy. I still go to therapy, but it's a lot of people don't like therapy, but it's more so of letting that out, like kind of just being honest about what you're going through. So it doesn't have to be therapy. It could just be like you talking to your friends, right? And when I vent a lot with Not a Bad Life, I get men that come up and they talk about their mental health, which I love. But then we talk about how you get there. And I'm like, talk to your friends. And a lot of men, even though I know it's just, niggas not taking it seriously. I'm like, well, make them take it seriously. Because I feel like y'all were kind of trained, patriarchy, to kind of like bypass feelings, but talking about it helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And just being honest, and being proactive. Like, what do I like to do? What makes me happy?
Facts.
What does not make me happy? Because that was a thing too. Like, I was around people and doing things that literally didn't make me happy, and that manifested of me not being happy. So I kind of started to strip all that away. I kind of started over, learning things, unlearning things. It's like you
Yeah.
said, it's literally a process. Like, I'm still going
Right.
through all that.
Yeah, and one thing I will say, people sometimes, how should I put this? Everyone processes things differently, and I think that the main thing for you to really learn about yourself is you need a mirror. So therapy is simply just that. Like, it's just a mirror. Your friends, you go into your friends, it's a mirror. You sometimes we gotta step outside of ourselves to be able to see ourselves. So you can even do it by yourself. Like, you've heard of shadow work and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
shadow. Yeah, and that is something. Low key, we in the shadow period now. If you believe in stuff like that, because retrograde is coming up. But yes, it's a mirror. But another thing about therapy is that it take a lot of stuff that how we react to things. It has a lot to do with our childhood.
Right.
Like, even stuff now, I realize, like, oh, okay, like, this is something that I felt from before, and this is I brought it this far,
Right.
32 years old.
Right.
Like, so therapy kind of helps you connect the dots.
Right.
Like, cause sometimes people think, like, you're going there and somebody's like, well, how does that make you feel? Which is not a bad thing, and you should be asking yourself that anyway. But it's connecting the dots for you, and it's also offering ways to work through that. Because a lot of stuff, you can't maybe get rid of it, but it's how you react to things, and
Definitely.
it helps you react differently.
Definitely.
But yeah, I'm pro therapy.
I actually have never. I advocate for therapy. I've never actually done it before.
It's good therapy, or I tell people, some people don't want to. I say group therapy is something that's nice. If it's something that makes you nervous, like, you could bring a friend with you. Counseling is basically therapy, but I say, like, just talk to someone, at least at least a listening ear.
Definitely.
I think that helps a lot, because a lot of us just want to be seen too. Like, you want to say something to somebody and they like, yeah, like, I understand, like, that is tough. Like, that's what we want, just the community.
Definitely. I think that's how important is that, you think?
Say it again.
How important is that?
Community?
Yeah.
Oh, very. We should all have community. Like, you know how we say, like, it takes a village to raise a child. Like, we literally still need that village.
Definitely.
Like, you need
I
people
agree.
behind you. You need people to encourage you. People to tell you when you're doing something wrong. Like, I'm really pro. Like, even if a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't have friends. Like, it's never too late to build your community.
I agree. For someone that kind of feel like they're introverted or they can't find this community that you're speaking of, they feel like they don't fit in, do you have any advice for them?
Yeah. One thing that you can do is go to free events. Like, you know, the events where they're like, hey, we're having a free cleanup, come volunteer, like those type of events.
Right.
Through Not a Bad Life, I follow a lot of nonprofits, and they're always doing stuff like, come learn how to plant, come, you know, stuff like that. And that's when you can meet people. If you start to go to those things, you start to see the same people, and that's how you build your community. That's kind of how I built mine, besides friends that I already have. I started going to stuff. I've been at a lot of places, so I'm talking to people, and they're like inviting me places, and I'm like, yeah, I'll show up. And that's kind of how you build it, by supporting.
Yeah.
And I feel like the internet too is a space where it may be a little easier to connect with people, but I just, even though people are a little maybe shy, I feel like just go for it.
Definitely. I think action is probably the most important thing. And give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna turn off the air real quick. I'm not gonna cut this out either, because y'all be hurt.
Is it too loud?
Yeah, it is a little too.
It is loud.
That was some really solid advice. I appreciate that, because they didn't let you know about that. And I think I have a lot of male audience as well, so I feel like bringing on women guests is really important, because it kind of gives you that duality of things too.
And then, like we talked about earlier, like, I know it's different with men. I'm not a man, so I don't know everything, but I know it's not the same. Like, certain situations aren't the same as, or easier as it is like as far as like making friends, I don't know how that is.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a little different. But what I will say is we both, like men and women, both have the dualities of masculine and feminine.
Yes.
And so it's literally, you're literally a mixture, like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So you need both. It's like yin and yang, you know how it's like a little bit of black in the yin, a little bit of white in the yang. But yeah, so I just feel like it's about combining really and like being able to use it when you see fit.
Yeah.
I like to get into, you brought up positive propaganda earlier.
Yeah.
I like to understand that more. And what does that mean to you?
So in general, propaganda is giving someone information and swaying them a certain way. So when the first time I probably heard propaganda was probably in school when they talk about the war,
right.
politics, or even, like, you know, when people are in office and they're running, that's propaganda. So we see propaganda all the time. Whether I'm on Twitter all the time, like that's like one of my favorites, and you see a lot of stuff like whether a new album dropped and people are like, oh, this shit is trash, and you just seeing a whole bunch of opinions, and it does sway you a certain way. Like I didn't listen to Lil Wayne album yet because I heard it was so bad. I'm like, all right, let me just take my time. But as far as Not a Bad Life, like my whole mission is to, like I said, spread that positive propaganda, and that just centers around wellness. Like, it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
If you're having a bad day, that's okay too. Like, those little pieces of wellness that we go through every day, I want to be relatable, and that's what I mean by spreading the positive propaganda. Like, it's okay that you're going through that. Like, we all going through that. Like, you having a bad day, you don't feel like doing it today, that's okay. Like, don't feel ashamed about that. You going through something and you're not doing your best, that's okay too. Like, because a lot of times it's like, I feel like some things are forced positivity, and though I am all about like positivity, but I'm also about realness. So it's just like earlier when I talked to Luna, and I was like, Luna, like my skin, I'm not feeling my best right now, and I just was being honest. Like, not that I didn't want to come, but I'm not feeling my best. So I just wanted to put that out there because I didn't, you know, you just never know.
Yeah.
I just feel like just being honest about your feelings and also about how you treat the people on this earth. Like, we are on this spinning rock, and we're all here together, and the world is on fire as always. And I think that if we were a little bit kinder to each other, like, we in Philly, so you know, but if we were a little bit kinder to each other, I feel like, you know, that goes a long way. Like, those positive messages go a long way.
Yeah, and we're actually connected by Luna as well. So shout out to our guest coordinator for making this possible, bruh. Fuck with you, really thorough as shit. And if you guys need help improving your business and your goals, shout out to her, man.
Yeah.
But I do want to touch more on your products as well.
Yes.
Why do you feel like we need more tangible products to remind us about what you do?
Because where else do we continue to see those positive messages? Like, that is something we should be seeing every day, for real, for real. Like, a lot of our thoughts are negative throughout the day. So I want my products to interrupt that, even if it's for a second. Like, if you see something that say you look good, like, it makes you smile.
Definitely.
I was at the amusement park and I had my socks on. This guy was like, I love those socks. And I was like, thank you. Like, I can tell he felt good because he smiled, and it made me feel good. Like, when you wear them, you're passing a message around. Like, we should be seeing positive messages like that.
No, definitely. And people don't understand how much that impacts you. I feel like, I'm not saying the internet space is all negative, but I will say it thrives off of negativity.
Exactly.
More so than positivity. And when you're seeing that all the time, especially if you're online all the time, you mentioned Twitter earlier. I try to stay off of Twitter.
It's negative. No. Listen, it's, like, all day, I told somebody on Twitter today, like, I need to get off here because y'all pissing me off.
Yeah,
like, it's always it could be something small. Like, people are so bold on there.
It's crazy.
It's racist rants. I see it. I'm like, I gotta get off here. Like,
and I feel like the internet's going back to how it was back in 2014, just a bunch of chaos. You know what I'm talking about? Like, but I don't know. I just feel like that is really true, and it does affect you. It affects you because, especially if you like somebody, like a celebrity, or like you're into something really strongly, and you see all the negativity about this person or the thing you like. Right, exactly. Oh my God, that shit's crazy to me, bro.
It's somebody that we grew up with. I'm like, why is she going out like that?
Yeah, bro. Like, I think definitely we need spaces for positivity.
Yeah, like I said, I just want to interrupt the negative thoughts. We all have stuff going on. Like, you ever be going through something and that's all you can think about?
Right.
That whole day, it's just like beep, 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 beep. So if you see something like you look good. It's just like, you know what? Yeah, like for a second, if it's just for a second where you could just take the edge off. That's what I'm doing. I feel like I'm just interrupting the negative thought process.
Yeah, and that actually reminds me of things of like affirmations. 'Cause I know you do have some digital products where you do have affirmations.
Yeah,
correct?
I have an enamel pen. I should have wore that one, but I do have an enamel pen that has the affirmations that I was saying around that time when I actually started coming up with the items for Not a Bad Life. I provide affirmations on Instagram a lot of times in the beginning of the month, kind of to set the tone. But stuff like that, like today's going to be a good day. That's something that I say to I said that before I came here. Like I'm going to have a good time on this podcast because you just want to put that in the air, and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like actually yes, like it is going to
definitely. And I think it kind of creates this conversation of creating your reality as well.
Yeah.
I definitely. But I don't care if you're not spiritual or if you don't believe in anything. There is something about putting your mind to something and creating it.
Yeah. Yep. And it is like, it's a spiritual thing, but I do believe it. Like it manifests. Right. Like if they say the more negative you think, the more bad stuff going to happen. Sure. And when you're in a negative space, you're like, nigga, I don't got time to be thinking negative right now. Right. And it is hard, but I will say, like, when you do switch and it doesn't have to be super positive. It could just be maybe a little bit more optimistic instead of like shutting it down. Like, this is going to be a horrible day. And you can say something like, you know what, I'm open for today. I feel like something good is going to happen today. And that, I feel like, grounds you and relaxes your body. And then your actions are doing that now. So if you say something bad, that's how you're going to move. But if you say something positive, you'll move that way. And that's kind of how it's like a domino effect.
Definitely. I have this one analogy. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but basically NASCAR racers, the coaches tell them never to look at the barriers or things they don't want to run into, because if you're so worried about running to the barrier, your mind is automatically literally going to go towards it.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
It's so true, because you attract what you think about. You are who you think about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You eat bullshit, you're going to look like bullshit. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I think it is very important. A lot of people say, like, oh, they like to be realistic.
Yeah.
But it's really being pessimistic.
Exactly.
And then your realism is going to be true because that's what you believe it is.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. Like I said, everything, of course, is not great. Like, I feel like this month I have so much to be thankful for, but I just had a rough month. But every day I'm just like, you know what? Today gonna be a good day. Like, it is what it is. It's gonna be a good day. And I moved that way. If I was so nervous about coming here because, like, I was having that allergic reaction. I'm like, I'm gonna look at this. I don't know if I could do it. And I immediately was like, no, it's not that deep. Like, we are gonna have a good time. And I moved that way. I got up early. I got dressed. I'm like, I'm gonna just get myself ready ahead of time so I can be in that space. And then now I'm here with a smile on my face and a good mood.
We good. I like that. And I think it is something about preparing yourself as well. And speaking of preparing yourself, you run a brand. Listen, I know how it is to run something. Yes. How do you stay grounded while running this?
That is a great question. How do I stay grounded? Let me talk it out. I have OCD. Like, I was diagnosed with OCD. So I'm a planner. Like, I'm a heavy lister. Like, so I have a list for a day, for the day. I have a list for the week, and I have a list for the month.
Oh man.
Like, crazy. So I am making my list, and I'm literally checking it off like Santa Claus. Like, and I'm just making sure that I have space. I'm also adding time in for me. I wake up early at like 4:30 in the morning to get ready to go to the gym. So that's the only time that I have to myself. So I wake up, I go to the gym, I'll meditate, like, I'll just take that time to myself, and that kind of starts my day. But for the most part, it's list. Yeah. It's list and asking for help. Yeah. I ask for a lot of help. I have like a strong community as far as like my friends. Technically, like in business, they will be called my stakeholders. But my friends and like the digital community that I have that really like fuck with my brand. Like, those are people that help me and they don't even know either. Every day I'll get somebody like, you're doing a great job. And I'm like, okay, bet, I'm doing the right thing. Like, let me keep going. And it's kind of just, I'm just trying to feed off the optimism that I'm feeding myself, if that makes sense. Right.
Do you ever feel pressure of being positive online?
No. Because I personally, like, in general, I am a positive person. But I'm still Shai from West Philly. So I will curse somebody out. Like, I don't have, like, I'm just myself, and
Right.
and I still do that through Not a Bad Life. So it's just like sometimes I'm on there like, yo, today is a shitty day, and somebody done pissed me the fuck off. I had to curse somebody out at the dollar store. Like, I'm just very honest about my actions.
Right.
So I don't feel the need to be positive all the time, but I know that sometimes people meet me and they think that I'm about to be Ronald McDonald all the time.
Right.
And that's not the case. But
Funny as shit.
you know, when I feel like my portray, like, in general, I am happy online. And as far as Not a Bad Life, I'm happy because I love doing it. So whenever I get the chance to talk about my brand, I'm in a good mood because that's my dharma. Like, that's what I feel like I was here to do. But it'll be days where I'm having a bad day and maybe somebody will see me out and they like, Shay, what's up? And I'm like, oh, what's up with you? And they're like, oh, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing.
Just chilling.
I'm chilling. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I'm not Ronald McDonald all the time, but I'm definitely always optimistic and content all the time. I will say that.
Do you experience burnout?
Yeah, heavy. I did this month. I'm in heavy burnout, and I was just like, all right, I need to take a break. And that it's I feel like I realize my burnout when it's too late. A lot of times because I run Not a Bad Life, and then I still have a full-time job. My full-time job is marketing, which I still also love to do. So sometimes I'm doing too much. I travel a lot for Not a Bad Life, and I'm a one-man band. Like, I have friends, like I said, but overall this is my baby. So whether people can show up or not, I'm always hands on deck. Like, it's just me.
Right.
So yeah, I experienced burnout, and from there it's like, all right, I got to take a nap. I got to figure out what I need to rest. Like, whether it's a nap, whether I need to, like, sit in color. Maybe I need to do some yoga or some shit like that.
That's tough.
Yeah, I just find ways to, like, bring myself back. So my plan is to take off a week from work next week and just do nothing. That'll help me with my burnout around this time.
I'm crying. Definitely. Yo, shout out to coloring. Yo, I work with kids.
I make coloring pages. I'm gonna send you some PDFs.
I was gonna say, yo, I never peep. I color with my clients or whatever. And I'm like, yo, this is mad.
It
like,
feels good, right? I make jumbo coloring boards.
That's tough.
I travel with this group called Carefree Black Girl, and they do cookouts for Black women and femmes, and it's just like a safe space for us. And I vend, but I provide the wellness space. So I'll do like a whole space where you chilling and you coloring, and yeah, like affirmations, all that. And it makes you feel good. And sometimes men come to the event and I'm like, come color, and they're like, but when they sit and color, they're like, actually, this does feel good. I'm like, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a form of rest. Well, it is a form of rest. You're just not thinking about anything. You just bopping.
And that's why I say you don't have to sit down and with your legs crossed and meditate.
Exactly.
That is a form of meditation.
Yep. You can, hanging around your friends can be a form of meditation too, if they are people that make you feel good. Like, sometimes I'm in a rut and I'm low energy, and I'll get around my friends, and I just feel so good. Like, and those are people that I'm like I say all the time, I'm very thankful for my community because they like help me a lot, and they don't even know it. Like, as far as just making me feel good, making me feel wanted and seen. Yeah.
So, take us through a day of life of Shay.
The day in life of Shay. You want a weekend or do you want a weekday?
You give whatever you want to me.
Okay, weekday. So I'm gonna do it Thursday. So I wake up, my alarm goes off at 4:30. I get ready, I go to the gym.
Where you go?
I go to LA Fitness.
She bougie, yeah.
I'm trying to go somewhere else. I feel like LA, right? LA Fitness is good. I don't like.
I heard it's tough though.
Yeah, it's good. They got the sauna and stuff in there. But I do my gym workout. So Thursdays probably my back. I think I work on something different every day. I'll spend maybe like 2.5 hours in the gym, go to the sauna, and that's a time where I'm like meditation. So eyes closed, thinking, letting my thoughts kind of.
How long are you there for?
In the sauna?
Oh, like meditating. Yeah.
The sauna, I'm in there for like 15-20 minutes, and that's a long time, but it feels so good in there. And as far as meditating, I'm up to 10 minutes now. It used to be 5 minutes. I tell everybody, if you start and do what you can do. So if it's 3 minutes, set it for 3 minutes, then keep going. And then from there, I go home, make breakfast, get myself together. I'm probably logging on to work like 9, and I'm doing stuff for that. By the time like 12 o'clock come, I'm opening up my laptop and I'm doing stuff for Not a Bad Life. So a lot of work goes into, of course, like you would know your brand. Like, yes, it's there, but it has to continue. So I'm creating stuff for Not a Bad Life. All the content that you see on my page, I'm creating it. I have a newsletter that goes out twice a month, so I'm working on that. Yeah. I run ads, so I'm looking at, it's a lot of stuff I'm checking on On Thursdays, usually I've been at a marketplace. It's like a specific place that they have on Thursdays that I go to.
Oh wait,
and
you there every Thursday?
Every Thursday, yeah.
That's tough.
I've been a few times out the month. Sometimes I don't vend that much out the month, but for the most part, like 5 times out the month, I'll go out to a market or something, and I'm vending at an event or a conference or something like that.
Tough.
But yeah, I'm setting up, I'm vending, I'm going back home, looking at how much I made. Then I'm thinking about like, okay, what was the main product? What are things that I noticed? It's a lot, to be honest, and it's really fun because I have a lot of hats, and I get to see how people take in my baby. Like I'm looking at my target audience, which is like mostly women from 25 to 45, and the men the same age, but my brand, I think it's because the way that I promote things, it's more colorful, so a lot of women attracted. But a lot of, like, I feel like data analytics, content creation, community, like if I'm on Instagram and somebody comment, like I'm commenting back, like it's just I'm literally always doing something for Not a Bad Life. Like, this is me doing something for Not a Bad Life. Yeah.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah, I love it. I love doing stuff like this. Thank you for having me.
No, of course, I got you. So, does it ever feel like... Matter of fact, let me ask you this question. So, what's your goal right now?
My goal for Not a Bad Life? My goal is to start doing more workshops, which I released, like, my workshop, like, the pricing and all that, my workshop package. So I want to, I don't know if it's teaching, but I want to build a stronger community for Not a Bad Life. And it's kind of separate. So on one half, I want to get into nonprofit. I want to actually give back more. So like community fridges. I want to partner with other nonprofits to give back. Socks are like the socks from my store are the most popular. I want to be able to give away socks to the homeless because by research, I found out that they say that's the number one thing that they need the most, and they don't get a lot of. I'm like, I need to start giving away stuff. Like, I want to be able to connect with mental health providers and have my community get those services for free or at a low price. And I feel like I'm doing it backwards because now I have like a brand where I'm selling clothes, but it's having people talk about mental health and self-care. I'm getting invited to schools to talk to children about it. So I just want to educate and bring my community together. And at the same time, I still want my stuff in other stores. So I feel like I'm doing so much at one time. Yeah, but I feel like I can do it. I have faith.
I agree. I really do believe you can do it. And this is not me imposing on what you want to do. But what makes you say you don't want to teach? Or like, because you mentioned like you're not teaching, but a community. But why can't it be both?
It can be both. And essentially, you're right. That's kind of what I'm doing anyway. Like for Bartram, shout out to Jennifer. But she is I forgot her title at Bartram, but she does like the around wellness, and she invited me in last year, and I gave a whole like class on what self-care is and what that means for the high school students, made brochures and everything for them. And yeah, you're right. I don't know why I said I don't want to. I think it's because you know how when people get to a certain status, they become motivational speakers, and that's not. I guess that's what Not a Bad Life is, like motivational. But I kind of want people to not just hear me. Like I want to see people getting into it. Like that's why I'm like, we gonna do workshops. Like we gonna talk about why you feel this way, how we can,
I definitely know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think it gets a bad rep now because of how the space is. But that literally is what you're doing, and I think that. The people that need to hear you will really hear you. And also having that community base and not just a talking head will allow people to have so much more credibility to be like, oh, shit, she is teaching me something. You know
I think also I stay away from the word teacher for me personally is because I have my bachelor's and my master's in digital marketing, right? So with Not a Bad Life, people are like, oh my God, are you a therapist? I'm like, no. And I start to get scared. And I have mental health providers that buy from me. And this one guy was like, are you in mental health? And I was like so scared. I'm like, oh, he about to curse me. I'm like, no. He like, oh, this is good. I'm like, no, I only, this is everything that I talk about is literally something that I went through. And I'm just like, okay, this is what I went through. And this is how I navigated through it. Like, that's just me. And I guess that's still teaching. teaching.
Yeah,
Right?
it's coaching.
Right, yeah. And I think it's just when I think of teaching, I think this is somebody that is an expert and they went to school for it. They learned from the best from it. And it's like, I don't want somebody to be like, that girl don't know what she's talking about because she but everything's and the guy did tell me like experience is the best teacher.
I was gonna
so
say,
he was like, you are doing a great job.
I would say your credibility is your life.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And your community is your credibility.
Yeah.
It's a new time now. School is coming obsolete. It's new time, bro.
Open the schools back up.
I'm trying to
open the schools.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. And I think that labeling yourself as a coach will do a lot of good for you as well.
Yeah,
if you wanted to go that route.
Yeah, I want to get into a lot of modalities, and I am thinking about getting certs in mental health so I can be a counselor. So me doing this makes me want to do more behind it. So that is what I'm doing next as far as my more credibility behind it. So when I do stuff now and I say things, it's a lot of research behind it. And I read this article at such and such that said 25%. But if I'm in modality or if I'm getting my certs, I can strongly say this is the reason why this is happening. And it could be because I'm credible and I knew that.
Right, definitely.
So,
yeah. I'm actually a mindset coach outside of this, and that's why I'm advocating for you, because the way you speak and the way you think, I think it really does align with coaching as well.
Thank you.
I focus on emotional mastery, and so.
So what does that look like?
Honestly, I have clients from shit everywhere, and basically we hop on calls. We do have workshops as well, and it's honestly, wherever they're at in their emotional consciousness, I try to take them from wherever they're at and higher. So it's kind of just being able to draw a picture for somebody so they can read it. I like to say and draw this analogy like Disney movies, right?
Yeah.
They made it so an adult can watch it and a child can watch it, right? Because let's take Soul, for example. A child might say, it's crazy, right? A child might say, this is a cool ass movie, like it's some cool ass shit.
But we know
it's like deep as fuck.
Yeah.
And so I think it depends on your level of consciousness. And so what I basically help my clients do is raise their consciousness to be able to perceive life in a different light.
Yeah,
that's basically.
I think that's really cool, and that's kind of going back to like having that positivity. It doesn't always have to be like. We understand like being real is like, but having that space to be like, you know what, like this doesn't have to be negative. Like this can also be a good thing. Or sometimes I tell people, and you hear all the time, like just control what you can control.
Right.
Yeah, like it's a lot of things. Like when I was letting Luna know, like I broke out in highs, and I was like, I want to reschedule, but I don't want to reschedule because I want to be a man of my word. Because I'm a man of my word.
I appreciate.
And I'm like, all right, what can I control? And I'm like, I'm a girl, I can wear makeup. So I'm like, okay, mind you, I don't know how to do makeup. Let me get on TikTok and feel like what I can do. And I just feel like how your thought process does change your actions.
That's true. I see a lot of people. So I grew up in the barbershop, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people, crazy potential. I'm talking about as a young boy. Mm-hmm. They grow up and they give up. They give up. And I think it is that mindset thing you're talking about, because you could have sat there. Listen, you don't know me. You were coming off the strength of Luna, you know what I'm saying, and my brand as well. But we could easily reschedule, you feel me? But you chose that this morning to say, okay, like I'm going to make it work. Also,
it's a lot of, I think outside of myself too, like, it's about me and how I feel, but like I said yes to this. I said yes to this, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you had this set up and ready to go. You probably got yourself together. I'm like, it is my world and it is about me, but everything is not about me. And I just I would hate to have said yes and you went through all this just for me. Like, actually, no. Like, I just feel like that's not kind at all. Yeah. And it wasn't that deep for me not to come. Like, it's not that deep. I still look good.
Yeah, but that's really rare to think like that though.
Yeah.
I think being considerate is becoming very rare nowadays, because I think I'm a very considerate person, but it's also dangerous to be that way as well.
It is. Whenever it's been times where with people or maybe one person where I've done so many kind things for it and I didn't get any type of reciprocation, right? And I'm like, when you do something nice, the first thing you're like is, I'm not doing nothing nice for nobody at all. But it's literally not even in my character. Like, people hungry outside, they're like, ma'am, you got change? I don't got no change. You hungry? Come on, I'll get you something to eat. Like, it's just, It's just really just how I am, and it's just you notice when people are not the same, and I want to stop altogether, but it's just like, no, I'm gonna stop doing that for you. So now you know you had me fucked up, and unfortunately now you can't get that side of me where I'm going out my way for you anymore.
Yeah, and I'm really glad you brought that up because I think living in Philly, listen, I'm a nice ass nigga. I really like, I have a lot of manners.
Sometimes people don't even think I'm from Philly because they like, your manners are so nice.
I have the same shit. They think I'm down south or some shit like that.
Yeah.
No, and sometimes the city can test you.
Yeah, it be winning with me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Real shit. Like, listen, I think my thing is, like, I'm a black man, I got locks. People perceive me a certain kind of way. So when they do initially interact with me, it's like they think I'm gonna be some kind of way when I'm really not.
Yeah.
So I always have, I tell these stories all the time. But like, it's just basically, to sum it up, a lot of times if I maybe go into an establishment and I'm met with some type of energy and I don't reciprocate it, I do try to like stay positive, and I'm like, why you acting like that, basically?
Yeah.
But people are so set in like their reality, like how everyone's gonna be rude to them, and they have to attack first. You know what I'm saying? And if I were to change my way, you know what I'm saying, change who I am, stop saying hi, stop saying thank you, stop saying you're welcome and all that, the world is winning. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree. You know, it's funny. My last year, I've been going to the same nail salon since I was like 15, and of course it's different workers in there. But Tina, that's my nail girl. Shout out to Tina.
Shout out T.
I'm always like, but generally I'm always like, hey, how you doing? Thank you.
Right.
And she just one day was just like, thank you just for being nice, and I was just like, you're welcome. And to me, it's just like, that ain't nothing to say thank you for. I feel like everybody should be moving like that. But nail salon on 52nd Street, people coming in there talking to them crazy. So I get it. But it also just makes you feel good. And it does throw people off guard. Because even on the phone when I'm in customer service, they're like, this such and such. Hello. I'm like, hello, how you doing today? They're like, I'm doing good. I'm like confused.
Yeah, I get that
and
too.
I agree. It makes me feel good. I feel like it also causes a domino effect. Maybe not all the time, but it makes the other person feel good. Because when someone's kind to me, I'm like, you know,
No, I do feel that same way. I always compliment people on that too. And I be in like the McDonald's drive-through. All of them rude as shit. No, all of work is rude as shit all the time. But sometimes I meet somebody and this manners, basic shit. This manners, I'm like, yo, I appreciate that. Yeah. Because niggas don't be like that, bro, at all.
Niggas don't be having manners. I don't know what's happening in the home.
No, bro, I was at the poppy store. I grabbed the water, right, and this nigga, he blocking the door, like in the front, like he's sitting down on the steps, but he blocking the door. I'm like, excuse me. He's looking at me crazy. I'm like, nigga, you in front of the door. What the fuck?
And people are so, like we said, Philly, like just so tense. You can't say anything. Even if somebody doing something wrong, you try to communicate it, people get offended. And it's just like, that's everybody's problem. Like learn community. Like just learn to take it in and let it go. Because if someone's saying something to you, even if you did something wrong, it don't mean that they want to fight you or nothing. It's just like, nigga, chill.
Yeah, so how do we stay in character? How do we stay true to our character while being in a toxic environment?
Some true to my character. I'm a very direct person, so I won't say I'm kind, but I may not always be nice, right?
No,
so I'm in situations where it calls for me to have to clap back, but I'm not like It's more so like, I remember, where was I at? I won't say what place I was at, but I was at an establishment and I was getting food, and the girl was just being a fucking asshole. Like she was being rude as shit. And I got smart with her back, but then I was like, are you good? She said, are you good? I said, no, but seriously, are you okay? Like, did you have a bad day? Because you're taking it out on me and I didn't do it. And immediately she was just like, basically like, all right, you got it. And I'm just like, I ain't trying to argue with you. We can. I have no problem, but like, don't make my day worse because you having a shitty day.
That's funny shit. That happened with me too. I was at a Family Dollar.
Sometimes you gotta get with people. Sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna let it rock because I understand having a bad day. So sometimes I let people rock because I'm like, you know what? They could have had a horrible day. And even though I ain't deserve it, it's not that deep. But sometimes I'm having a bad day too, and I'm just like, don't take that shit out on me.
Yeah, I mean, no, you can listen. I never get rowdy. Like I feel like you could tell by me. I'm a very calm person. But I will check you. You feel me? In a polite way too. Like, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying. It's just calmly. And sometimes that's met with more ignorance, but sometimes also people reflect.
Yeah.
Sometimes I remember one time I was in Family Dollar. He was like, "Oh nigga, yeah, I was tripping." You know what I'm saying?
Why
it's
is
true.
always Family Dollar? Family Dollar and Family Dollar just got up. Like that.
Nah,
But
real
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Real
Some
shit.
people will be like, you know what? I told some. I was like, you're rude. And she just looked at me, and then later on she came, not the same situation I was just talking about. I was at like a party or something like that at a bar, and the girl was just, she bumped the fuck out of me. Like, it's crowded, so you know people try to like, but she did that to me. I'm like, I literally was like, damn, take my shoulder off. She like, what? I let her rock out. I was like, bitch, you're rude. And I walked to the other side of the bar. And then, like, later on that night, she ended up seeing me on the dance floor. She was like, I apologize from earlier. Like, I really was rude. I'm sorry. I was like, thank you.
That's thorough. And a lot of people are not going to do that. That's 9 times out of 10 in other situations, people not going to do that. But I will say for people that are in a toxic environment, I will say something that helped me, like, rationalize. A lot of times people are dealing with themselves, bro.
Yes, that's why I was like,
I try to be mindful and be like, all right, you
got it, yeah,
you got it.
Because you never know, like you saw a straw.
Oh, this nigga.
A bitch could be having a day like that. She snap on you, like, you know what, you got it, sis. My bad.
Nah, real shit though, real shit, and that's why I think self-care and shit that you do is so important, because you don't want to get to that point. And the more you take care of yourself, the more you won't get to that point.
Exactly. The more, because it's those day-to-days. Like, sometimes you're having a rough day and you like, days I'm having a rough day, I'm like, okay, what do I need to give myself so I can feel better? Sometimes I just need isolation. I'm dealing with people a lot. Sometimes I just need to be by myself. I need to shut the fuck up. And I just need to just sit there. And I just give myself what I need. Whatever I need that day. Sometimes I need ice cream. And I'm like, I'm going to get some ice cream today. When you do like little things for yourself, it makes you feel good. When you make promises to yourself and you keep them, it makes you feel good. You're putting yourself first. So I feel like for myself, it makes it easier to navigate throughout life. Like, beyond us is a lot going on. Like I said earlier, the world is on fire, as always. But besides the world being on fire, it's a lot of stuff going on in my community. Besides that, I have personal family stuff. I may have stuff going on with my friends. I have to figure out how I can make sure I'm good in order to, like, be good for all that.
You have kids?
No, I don't have kids.
Do you want kids?
I do want kids.
Yeah, I think you'd be a good mom.
I think that was the third time somebody told me that. Yeah. But yeah, I love working with kids. I love kids because, one, they're so innocent. Like, they are automatically kind. They're just, and we're sponges. And I wish that how I am now, like, I wish I knew about self-care when I was younger. I wish I knew about taking care of my mental health. And I feel like when I do, like, am blessed to have a child, I'm able to kind of like bring my baby into the world with kindness like that. With not softness like soft parenting, but like, yes, the world is like this, but you are kind, you are smart. We're gonna learn how to navigate your feelings. My baby gonna be in first grade chilling. Like.
No, definitely. I think it's all about how you raise them and how you are before you have the kid too. Yeah,
me and my all of my friends have kids, and one of my friends, he was like, when are you going to make me an uncle? And I was just like, I don't know. But I was like, the first day I found out I'm pregnant, I'm going to therapy more. Like, and I feel like, as far as women, of course, that's a big change. I can't talk too much into that because I don't have a child. But I know that it's a lot of change that comes with carrying a human being. And, of course, we have the mental health afterwards that goes on as far as women. Yeah, I'm just all about us being as healthy as we possibly can. There's a lot of things that we can't control, but I want to control the things that I can control. So.
That's beautiful. I think that's probably going to be like the topic of the episode. Like, controlling things that you can control. What's next for you? What's next for Not a Bad Life?
So currently I'm on tour, like I said, for Carefree Black Girl, and I go to Charlotte at the end of August 30th. But I'm also doing, St. Joe's hit me up to do a wellness workshop for them. So I'm working on that. And then August 1st, I have an event at Art Fest.
She booked and busy.
I'm booked and busy.
But what I do mean by what's next is like kind of the future. Like where do you see yourself in the next 5? Oh,
the next five. I have at least 3 employees. At least I will have my own space. So okay. So when I'm talking to my friends about like what's next for Nabble, that's the nickname for their niece Nabble, and they're like, you need to get a space. And a space sounds good. I don't want to spend the money on a space. So I started the workshops will essentially pay for this space, and I'll be able to eventually do that in my space. but I want a truck. So I want a truck. I want to gut the truck out, and I want to make it into a store, and I can ride around and sell my stuff.
That would be tough. Yeah, like it's different.
On the side of that, I feel like I'm very creative and I want to build stuff. So I want to get into, like I'm doing this with Carefree Black Girl where we have the wellness station, but I want to be able to build bigger stuff with my hands. Like I made the large coloring page for everybody to come and just color on it. Like I'm like, damn, what else can I do with
real shit. That's like some modern art shit.
Yeah, I'm just excited to, Not a Bad Life, I can enter in different pockets and it's just very cool for me to expand on that. So I'm just letting myself kind of create and saying yes to stuff. Like, I'm just, can you do this? I'm like, yeah, I can do it. When I started the activations, Kwana, who was owner of Carefree Black Girl, was like, can you do an activation? I'm like, yeah. And I did not know what the fuck I was going to do. I was like, I just said yes because I'm like, this is something that I haven't done. I should just say yes. Right. I started with coloring sheets and now I'm giving speeches in school. It's just like,
going.
It's just really cool. Yeah.
And this was a super positive episode.
I love this. This was fun.
Yeah, this was really cool. To wrap things up, you got affirmation for us for the episode?
Affirmation for the episode is, I feel like what I say every day is today's going to be a good day. So it doesn't even matter what part of the day you are in when you watch this. Like, just put that on yourself. Today's going to, or you can say tomorrow's going to be a good day. I feel like you should start your day, your week, your month off with positivity, and you should just feed off of that.
For sure. Definitely.
Like I did. I said, this podcast is going to be fun. I'm having a great time.
Yes, it is. Look at it.
And look at this little sprinkle.
There we go. But where can they find you at? They
can find me at Not a Bad Life. You'll see a little orange and flower pop up. Not a Bad Life on Instagram. My personal is Shai Butter, ShaiButtaa. But yeah, please follow Not a Bad Life. Forget me. Follow Not a Bad Life. I have a newsletter. If you're not heavy on Instagram, I have a newsletter that I send out twice a month. And the first newsletter of every month, you get a free coloring page. But all of my newsletters are centered around like those listicles of what can you do today to make your day better. In June, I ran a campaign for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I did a lot of information around that. So I do follow up like a lot of mental wellness holidays. This month is BIPOC Mental Health Awareness Month, where I'm talking about the struggles that Black and brown people go through. So yeah, follow me. It's all good vibes over there at Not a Bad Life.
Listen, this is one of the most active motherfuckers I know around here. Yeah, I'm trying. No, it's really inspiring. Real shit.
Let me know if you need to collab in any other way. I would love to. I think this is really cool what you're doing.
Definitely. I with the coaching stuff too, I do want to start doing like workshops and stuff like that, and where I have multiple people. And eventually, I want to do like a panel as well with a podcast and shit like that.
I love that. Yeah, especially as a Black man, I love that. Like, this is my first time meeting. I didn't even know that was a thing.
What?
Like a coach for emotions.
Oh yeah.
Like I know there's a life coach.
I don't know if it is. I just did it. I don't know.
But that's really cool, and I feel like especially with men.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have a lot of male clients?
Yeah. I've only really met.
Okay, yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think that's cool. And a lot of times we talk about how angry men are, and from experience it could be, but I feel like it's nice to also touch on how men are trying to take care of themselves.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's crazy when you do talk to these people, you start to understand like most people are not living like how you are. Like you might think you're regular. Yeah. But you really are gifted and blessed with your mind.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. I feel the same way about you because I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that. Yeah, it's really nice to be in that space too because like I said, I was not always always like this. Like I was very rough. I was always ready to fight, and it's more so because I was angry. It was a lot of stuff from my past I was angry about. It was a lot of shame with me, and it's just a lot of forgiving I had to do with myself. It was just a lot of shedding, and now I'm a butterfly.
Look at that, man. It's been Not a Bad Life and Shai in the building. Anything you want to say to close out?
No, I just want to say thank you for having me. I had a good time and follow Not a Bad Life.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe. It's been Saint, man.